So I don't know how to edge my way into this video, so I'm just gonna start talking because that's the way that I do it. Where I find myself right now in my own life, I find myself in this situation, and I'm not gonna get into the situation. I'm just in a situation where I have to make a move in my own life, and I have to make a change. And I know for myself, this feels like the final straw in my life. I don't feel like I can, it's just, there's nothing else for me here. And when I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about here, you see, when my grandfather died, something happened when he died that he planted a seed for me with the way that his life was and the things that he did. And he was one of the first people that influenced me to write poetry. He influenced me with music. He influenced me with a lot of things in my life. You know, he made me see a lot of the things that now that I look back on, I can see what he was doing. I understand now. And see, I get emotional about it because I seen what he was doing, and I kind of understood in a way what he was doing. But then at the same time, I didn't get it. And I'm not saying that my grandfather, yes, he planted vegetables, he planted food, and he used to do a couple other things. I don't want to get into the other things because they're bloody. He used to, cook rabbit, and we would go fishing at the cabin, and he built a cabin across the river in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, around that area in the Susquehanna River. And he showed me something that now that I see it, I understand it. And to me now, this is all that I want to do and all that I want to live for. And you see, me doing this video, no, it's not happening right now for me. This is just a video of me planting the seed in my mind and talking about it. It's not in fruition right now at this very moment. And that bothers me. But I can't let it bother me too much right now because I'm not in a position to do it right this second. I'm filling out applications for places that deal with this kind of work. I'm doing what I can right now. In the meantime, I'm looking and I'm searching. I filled out a couple applications, and what am I getting at here in this video? For me, here's how I see the rest of my life kind of playing out. I am someone that I have come to the final conclusion that I want to isolate, I want my solitude, and I want to make a harvest for myself. And if I can have some woman that I somehow find, someone to be a companion with, and that happens, then so be it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But this is all that I want to really do. I want to find a companion that is into something that I'm into, and what we live for is, it's like getting back to the homestead. You know what I'm saying? It's homestead living on your own. And every one of us, every single man out there can do this. And if you ask me, this is what will attract a woman to you. You see what I'm saying? The way that we are trying to attract women. Now, I'm not a coaching expert or none of this bull crap, because I'm not into any of that stuff, because it's not natural to me. It's just something that I'm not into at all. But see, the way that we're brought up to think of how to do this, I think that it's all wrong. I think it's all wrong for me, for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. But see, I think when you're someone that is tilling the land, and you're planting your own food, and you're building your own homestead. Now, I know that I'm not doing this right now. And it bothers me that I'm not doing it right this second, because it makes me look like, well, then why are you talking about it? You know, why are you speaking about it if you're not doing it? Because first I have to plant the mental seed in my mind. First I have to think about it. It has to be in my mind first, and it is there. It's just not coming to fruition as quickly as what I might need it to or want it to. And that's life. It never happens like that. Things just don't come out of nowhere. You know, it could take a couple years for this to even start to come into fruition for myself. But you know, I think we have lost, like I said in the last video, I think we have lost sense of, like men, like what we're doing to just look at the day and age we're in, how lonely men are, and how we're deprived of this something to live for, you know? And I know for myself, what I'm going for is to start my own abode, my own kingdom, in my own land, with myself in my own solitude, working the ground, tilling the ground, planting my own food, doing that. And then that's what will attract a mate to me. You see what I'm saying? Because she knows that I'm a provider. She knows that I'm someone that she can trust. She knows that I'm someone that I hold it down for my own fort. You see, even though I'm not doing that right now, like I said, but this is the only thing that I have. This is the final straw for me. It's either do this or perish, in my honest opinion. And this isn't even me bullshitting. Something has got to come to fruition, because if it doesn't, I am not going to live any other way. I don't want to live any other way. I have no desire to live any other way. I don't want to go to some, you know, and this is not against anybody that does this. Whatever you're doing, that's what you're doing, and best to you. I want the best for all of y'all out there, but you got to realize this is an individual thing. This is between individual folks and individual people. And you know, I made up my mind. I want to go into my own isolation, my own solitude, my own refuge. And then see, as this is going on, then you can do your arts, and you can experiment with things, with plants and medicinal herbs and spices, and like all of these life-sustaining things to help myself through life, you see, until the day that I do perish. I want to be creating a harvest for myself, though. This is what you look forward to, is the harvest. That's why, you know, even hearing the word harvest back in the day, it didn't mean anything to me. You know, when they talked about a harvest is coming, you know, the time of the harvest, it just didn't click in my mind what that meant. But now it's something almost sacred to me. It's something that all that I can do the rest of my life is I need to eat food. That's the food source. Clean water, a shelter. That's why building our own places, building our own refuge. This is what men are missing today, because this system is enabling us. We're going to jobs we don't want to go to. We're working for a system that we really want no parts of. I mean, let's just be absolutely honest here. And see, I got to bring it down because last night I got really loud and I don't want to be waking up people. That's not what I want to do. So I'm going to bring it down here. But I mean, I know for me, this is literally the backbone of what I really, really do want to live for now. I mean, it's something that I really, really, really do want to do for myself, and I'm going to do. It's just how the pieces are going to come together, I have no idea. I just have no clue of how it's going to, because I am not a mind reader. I'm not a future teller. I don't know what's going to happen. But I know for me individually, this is it. This is all that's left. I want my own abode. I want my own land. I want my own refuge. I want my own mate. I want somebody where we can go off on our own. We can get away from all of this. I don't want any parts of any of this anymore. I might have to be a part of this for some time. You see, I might have to use this thing as a tool in order to get myself to my abode, to the place where I'm trying to go, you see? And then that is what will attract the people or my mate. I'm just going to say my mate because, like I said, I don't know if I ever really want to, I don't know if I want to do the whole commune thing because I don't want to be anybody else's responsibility, you see? And this is why I think every man out there, to each his own. If each one of us would start thinking about this, just think about it and plant the seed in your mind. If each one of us would just think about this and plant this seed in our mind and go off on our own and have our own land and build our own little place, have our own crops, that's what we do. That's what we wake up for. We wake up, we drink some coffee, and it's time to till the land. It's time to grow the crop. It's time to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And that is what gives you the essence of what you're living for. You see, it's the thing that you say, okay, well, this is something I have to do for myself to get my food, to take care of my abode so that, I have my shelter. And it's like a self-sustaining way of living is the only way that I can see this. And because I want to get away from the system as much as possible. I want to get away from, going to these warehouse jobs or living in the cities and stuff like that. It's not for me. It's not for me. I think I finally come to critical mass with what I know that is gonna happen here and what I want to do and what I don't want to do for myself. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind driving through like New York City or something and looking at the skyscrapers because I love skyscrapers. I have some kind of weird fascination with driving by skyscrapers and looking at them, or being at the bottom of them and looking up and just staring at them. There's just something about them that I love. I don't know what it is, but I do. But the city life, besides the artistic things of the city, besides the maybe going out and getting something to eat, and there's people, and you're walking down the street and stuff like that. But just hearing the cars all day and the horns beeping and people arguing, and then you got to worry about getting robbed and just all this stuff, it's just not for me anymore. As I'm getting older, I want my peace. I want my solitude. I want my joy for the harvest. That's where my joy lies, in creating a harvest for myself here. Because I'm going to be here regardless. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to be on this earth regardless, because the only other thing I can do, and I don't really want to put this in the video because I don't want to speak like this anymore. I don't want to ever do a video like I did the other day where I was singing, something really stupid like life is a one-way road to nowhere and shit like that. See, that's when I get into those deep, dark places when I don't have anything going for myself, and I'm not doing something in my life, and I'm not focused on something, or I don't have my own refuge. You see, that was an example of how bad it can get for a man. And I see men everywhere like this, and it bothers me, man, because I care for myself like I care for every man out there. And I wish every man could have their own refuge, their own abode, their own place where they can go to create and make their own harvest and have their own mate. That's what I see, the ultimate thing of life. And then when you're there, you can do your artistic things. You can plant seeds, and you can plant berries and herbs and spices and medicinal things, and like a botanist, like I forget what it's called. I forget what they call someone that messes with plants and stuff. But it's just something that I know. This whole thing is just not for me. The way that mankind has kind of set themselves up in this thing of this way of living. I don't know the words to put to it or how to put to it, but it's just not for me. It's not for me. And I couldn't see this till a little bit ago. I didn't have this in my mind. There was something there telling me, what am I going to do? This is not working for me. What am I going to do? I don't really know what to do. I mean, there's got to be another way. There has got to be another way. And when my grandfather died a couple months ago, I don't remember the exact date, but when he died, something, even before he died though, I was thinking about this, but it didn't germinate in me like it has now. Like, this is what I'm focused on. This is what I am dead set on. This is what I'm serious about, and it's what I want to do, and I am the only one that can do it. I know I'm the only one that can do it, and it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing, because everybody else got to make their own decisions for what they're going to do in their lives. And this is what I said, I think that this is for every single man on the earth, but see, they might not be into this. They might not be into that kind of lifestyle, but I know that lifestyle is for me. That lifestyle is definitely for me, because it will give me something to live for. It will give me something to do. And what it's doing is it's preparing for the harvest to come. And when that comes, you're like, my goodness, this work that I put in, it paid off. And I'm here with my art, I'm here with my mate, I'm here with my woman, I'm here with my medicinal herbs, I'm here with my, just everything you can think of, the arts. I'm here with my writings. I'm here with my typewriter. I'm here with my thing because, see, like I told y'all before, I call myself autistic because there's so many things that I want to do. You know, there's so many things that I want to do. I want to write. I want to experiment with plants and vegetables and just everything. I want to draw. I want to make music. Just like a lot of things. It isn't just one thing. I want to build a house. I want to plant a garden. And there's more stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's more things. And, you know, don't ask me where all this comes from or, you know, why I'm like this, but I am. It's just the way that my brain is. And it isn't like that this is something that's like a 24-hour thing. I'm just saying, it's something to fall back on. It's something that nobody's getting hurt. I'm not killing any animals. I'm not committing violence towards anybody. I'm not getting into trouble. I'm not causing any trouble. I'm just in my own abode. I'm in my own solitude. I'm in my own refuge. I'm in my own isolation. You see, listen, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with isolation. It's how we're looking at isolation. It's the way that we're living in isolation. And see, a lot of us men, we're living in isolation without a mate and without growing crops and without having our own home and all these other things. And we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do with ourselves. And I know I went through this for 7 years, a long time, even before 7 years ago, before my brother died. And I went into these rehabs and halfway houses, and I got my own apartment and all that. And it just, I couldn't put the pieces together. I just couldn't understand what the next step was going to be. I couldn't get it in my head. Now I know what it is. Now I know what it is. It's just taking the action. I don't have a problem with taking the action. It's just I need to get a lucky break here. I need that chance. I need what's the word I'm looking for? I need something to come through to start it, to spark it up for myself. And you know, I'm doing what I can do right now as I can. You know, I don't want to overdo it, but I'm doing little things. You know, like I said, I'm looking for places where I can start because I need to know how to do it first. You see what I'm saying? I can't just go off and do these things and be clueless about what I'm doing. I mean, you got to know where to put the crops because the sun, how it rises and sets and all these things. You got to know what compost to use, and there's a lot that goes into it, you know? You just don't put a seed into the ground and water it. Yeah, that can happen. You can put a seed in the ground and it can water, but it's just not that easy. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. And I think that's a good thing because then that keeps the man busy. And then the woman is there to help you. And then when you do your work, you have your leisurely time. You know, if y'all are feeling it, you have some sex. You know, you might drink a little wine. You know, you might get a little buzz, have a little fun with each other. Whatever, you know, experiment with stuff, write some stuff, cook some stuff. That's what it's all about, man. It's about the homestead. It's about the homestead. It's about doing that for ourselves first. See, we first have to do it by ourselves, though. And then that is what will attract a mate to us. You see what I'm saying? But first we have to do it, though. And this is going to be the hard part. And this is going to be the hard part for me, is getting it started. But once it gets started, I have no problem. I have no problems at all getting it going and starting it if I know that I have the resources and I have a way to do it for myself. I will do it. I have no problem. I want to do it. I want to do it. But it's just getting to that point is going to be a tough thing. But you know, I'm just opening up my arms and I'm just saying, look, whatever, you know, I don't know, just with arms wide open, you know, I'm not even going to say anything else because I don't want to make it, you know, any kind of thing that I'm going to say to anybody, because everybody thinks of it a different way. But it's just, I wish I would have seen this earlier, but see, I was too distracted. I was too distracted on things that don't matter. I was too distracted on talking about stuff that wasn't preparing me for nothing. I was too busy talking about all this stuff that I talk about. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm still going to make my videos that I make. I'm still going to make philosophical videos. I'm still going to talk about my life. I'm still going to talk about how I feel about things. I'm still going to do all that stuff. But I know now that this is it, and this is the final straw. Like I just know without a doubt that that's what I want to do. It's the only thing left for me to do. And if you want to know my honest, my deep-seated view on this is for almost every man, even I want to say every man in the world, but you know what I mean? I can't have those kinds of expectations for other people because I can't make them do anything. You know what I'm saying? But I think that this is what a lot of men out there are missing. They're missing that seed of planting a harvest for themselves, of owning their own land and making their own house and having their own abode, having their own place of refuge that they can call their own. And see, it has nothing to do with anything else. See, you're not bringing any kind of ideologies with you. I'm not bringing any ideologies with me. I'm not bringing any idols with me. See, I am joyful about this within myself. It's something that I resonate with 100% because I know that I don't have to worry about all that stuff. I don't have to bring all the labels. I don't have to bring all the rest of the world's crap. I don't have to bring all that to my refuge. You see? And I can live with me and I can do what I do and I can take care of my own thing. And, you know, when need be, if you see someone that might be sincere about something and it's someone that you might know or someone in your family or something, then yes, you help them if they're struggling or something and they're sincere about getting their lives maybe that way too, but it can't be this thing. It's got to be to each man his own. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the only way I can see it, you know? And I'm not going to keep going because I don't want to keep making these really, really, really long videos. They're too long. But yeah, that is just that pretty much wraps up I can get more into detail about it and I will still talk about it. This is just kind of an interlude or a beginning. I don't know if a beginning is an interlude or the end, but this is just a prequel or that might even be, I forget if a prequel is the beginning or the end. See, sometimes I forget stuff too because I don't say these words for a while. But this is just me, like I said, I'm simply talking about it, but I know this is what I want to do. I know without a doubt that this is what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. I know that just say out of nowhere, let's just say somehow, which it's not going to happen, but I'm just putting it into some kind of, dream, like say that it just happened. Say that somehow I all of a sudden had $50,000 or $25,000, $30,000 or something. I would literally get in my car. I would look up online, where do I buy land? Where can I get land right now? I'd fill out the application. I would go do that, and that is where it all starts. Right when I get my own land, then it's next. Then it's the next thing. How do I build a house? We can get it right online. It's right there for us. It's right there for us. And we can get away from this. See, this is why I'm excited about this, because we can get away from this. We don't have to keep living like this. And I know for myself, I'm not saying for anybody else. I can't speak for anyone else. I'm just speaking for me. And then while I'm building the house and with the money I have, eat as less as I possibly can, but just to maintain my health so that I'm not getting too bad. And for me, it's going to be tough because I even have some health things going on myself right now that I'm still dealing with. My back is not completely right. My lower back, I need to go to a chiropractor. My neck, my head, something, ever since I had my concussion has not been right. I don't know if I got a pinched nerve in my neck or something. I don't know. Even as I'm holding up this camera, my neck is starting to bother me. My neck through my chest to my neck is bothering me. So, but yeah, and then as you're building the house, you start planting the garden. You start learning how to build the garden. You start learning how to plant whatever food that you're going to be eating, whatever I'm going to be eating. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would do if I had the resources and the funds to do this. I would literally do it right now, tonight. I'd literally do it right now. But see, it's not going to be that easy getting there. See, this is the part that is, going to be the problem, is getting the resources needed to do it. And that is where, everybody says, well, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, I understand that, but just putting the pieces together and having it come about in that way, I won't lie. It's kind of like you're just going by this you're kind of blind. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just doing it and you're like, okay, well, got to do this, then got to do this. Okay, this went wrong. That's what's going to happen. Things are going to go wrong. There's going to be problems along the way. I don't have an expectation that everything's going to be perfect. And you see, this is where the fear's coming from, is expecting things to go right. This is where the fear's coming from, is because it's not going to happen like that. See, that high expectation for myself is making me fearful. And I'm saying, oh, it just has to go this way and this way and this way. That's not the way it's going to happen. There's going to be so many hiccups, and there's going to be so much learning and so much, making mistakes on my part in order to actually do it. And that's where I just got to get honest and say, look, Nate, it isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go, man. It just doesn't work like that. And if I, get over that fear of those expectations, and like I said, I get a lucky break or something comes up, or I get a job at one of these places where I can learn how to do it, I can know what to do. That's all that I need to start. I need to start somewhere though. You know, it's the baby steps. The baby step to doing it. And I think this is the hardest part for most people in the world, is we do not want to take a baby step to do something like this for ourselves. And I know for me, I'm talking for myself, it's gonna be hard to take the baby step to, you know, for the first couple years or however long it takes for me to save up what I need to. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have to do some things that I might not really want to do. You know, I don't want to do some of this in order to get there, but I'm gonna have to. It's just the way that it is. Because like I said, I can't live like this anymore. I have to make a change, and if the only change I can see is that, any other change is not a change that I want to make. I don't want any parts of anything else. I don't want to live for anything else. And I won't live for anything else. You see, that's to the point where I'm at. And, you know, the God of my consciousness knows this. You know what I'm saying? The innermost parts of me knows this in my mind. You know, I can't speak for anyone but myself, and I'm speaking for myself. So that's where I'm at with that. And I just wanted to share this with everyone. Because I think if you talk about something and you express it to other people, I think you're setting yourself up to do that thing. You're talking about it, and you're letting other people know you're speaking about it, and it's something that is, it's in your mind, and you're thinking about it over and over and over again. And it's like some kind of like the law of attraction, whatever. I'm not speaking of whatever anybody said. I'm just saying, it's, if you speak about it and you think about it and you resonate on it and you say, I'm going to do it. I need that start. I need that little tiny, push or thing to help me along, and then that's when I know I'm on my way, you see. But the race has got to start first. You see what I'm saying? There's got to be a beginning to it. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all with that. If I sat here and thought some more, I could think more on this topic, because it's a very, very big topic. This is not just some small thing, you know. This is something huge when you think about it, because in order to make this happen, you have to do a lot of things. You know, it's something to keep the man busy. It's something to look forward to. Like I said, this is the amazing thing about a harvest. When we're talking about a harvest, you know, and right now we're starting to get into spring, and like I said, it's got to be now. It has to be now for me. It has to be, because I don't see myself going another year in this cycle that I'm in. I can't see it for myself. I really can't. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to be in this apartment where I'm at. I'm not saying that I'm not going to have to stay here for a while in order to get my bearings straight. I'm not saying that I'm not going to have to do some things that I don't want to do. It's going to take time. It can't just happen overnight. You know, a seed cannot be planted in someone's mind. It took years for this to be planted into my mind, just into my mind. You know, I haven't started digging the ground yet. You know, if I knew that I had my own piece of land right now and I could drive there and I could start doing these things, I would literally start doing it tomorrow morning. I would literally start doing it. But I don't have a piece of land where I can just go and start digging up the ground and stuff. You know, I can't just do that. And it's, I don't know. It's just all that I know that I want to do. And like I said, I'm speaking about it because if I don't speak about it and I don't express it and I don't let it be known, then I'm keeping it to myself, and I don't want to keep it to myself. I want this to spread all throughout the world. I want every man to have his own refuge. I want every man to start doing this for himself, you know? Plant the seed in his own mind for this. And that is what the man will live for. He will live for the harvest. He will live for his work. He will live for the crops. He will live for his abode. He will live for his place, his refuge, his arts, everything, all of those things. He will live for that alone. So anyway, y'all, like I said, I wanted to share that. So yeah, like I said, it's going to take time, you know. I know that this is just me doing a video. And, you know, I want to tell every single one of y'all out there before I end this video. This is not a stab at anybody or some kind of putting anybody down or anybody. It's just for any individual that might want to do this for themselves. I'm telling you right now, nobody else is going to believe in you. You have got to be your own cheerleader in this life. You've got to get it in your mind to be your own cheerleader, even if you don't have a woman or a mate, or you don't have somebody there with you. You have got to be your own motivation to do it. And I don't like using the word motivation, but it's the only thing that could come to my mind. It's something you got to believe in yourself to do it. You have to believe that you are going to do it, that you are going to cheer yourself on. You can't expect others to do this for you. You cannot expect other people to come to the rescue or to make you do it or any of that. It does not work that way. And this is something that I had to realize myself over the years, is that, you know, I'm just thinking that other people are somehow supposed to help me or, be the person to do this or that. Yes, I might need somebody to spark the thing. I might need to go to some job where I'm learning how to do it and stuff. You know, we all need help at some time, but it isn't where we're depending on that person. It's just, look, I'm just being a man here. I'm just being a down-to-earth person, and I'm telling you, I need an opportunity so that I can learn how to do this for myself, so that I can go build my own kingdom, so that I can go build my own refuge, so that I can go build my own homestead. But I need you to trust me that I'm serious about this thing, you see? And this is why I talked about in the video, we got to let our pride down. We got to ask for help first to do this. You see, that's the stage that I had to go through, and that been a very rough stage. Let me tell you something. Beating down my own pride was a very, very tough thing, but I think that I am to the point right now where I have actually done that for myself. I have kind of put my pride into submission, but it's still there, don't get me wrong. I'm still a man, but it's not... It's under wraps, you know. I know what I know. I know what not to do too much of or not to do at all. You know, I'm a very disciplined person, so it isn't like I'm out of control. I know when I say I'm serious about something, I'm serious about something. I'm not playing games with myself, you see? And, you know, that's a start. That's a start. There's nothing else I can do but to start, and then as the time goes on, every single time this is literally the the yin yang of life. You know, you're working and you're doing what you're doing and you're waiting for the harvest to come. And then when that's over, it's back to doing it again. And see, that is what gives you the reason to keep going on, because that's where the community in it, even if it's you and a woman, just say it's you and your mate, you and a woman, that is where your communal thing comes, is in and of that, the homestead itself, the refuge, the harvest itself. And that's the only way I can explain it. I know there's certain words that people use and some people explain it different than me, but this is the way that I see it. This is the way that I talk about it. This is the way I want to go about it. And you know, like, don't we ever think, what if we could stumble upon something? Just think about this for 1 second. Do we ever think if we put something like this into action, we might find some kind of cure for cancer? We could have something we can find. Like, just think about it. See, I'm a dreamer. You see, I'm a dreamer, but I want to bring the dreams into real life, into reality. I don't want to just be a dreamer alone. I want to be a realistic dreamer. You see, what if we can have something for older people that are suffering, that they can, you know, that they can go out in a more graceful, more pleasurable, more, you know, dignified way. You know what I'm saying? More mercifully, you know, because this modern medicine, it's just poison trying to, that's all that it is. It's poison trying to treat poison. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all ass backwards. And I don't care. I'm going to keep making videos, and I'm going to keep making videos, and I'm going to keep making videos, and I'm going to keep talking about these things, because, like I said, it's all that I have to live for anymore. There is nothing else. I know I'm going to live and I'm going to die, and I know in the meantime of my life, I want to start preparing a place for myself. You know, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to rescue me or to make a change in my life. Nobody's coming. So this is the wake-up call that I needed for myself. And like I said, I don't want to get cocky or boastful about it. I'm being as humble as I can be right now about this. And I want to remain that way. Because right when I think that I got something, that's right when I don't have something. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to let y'all go with that. Thank you. Any donations would be appreciated if y'all really want to do that, to help the channel. Because if you're helping the channel, all that you're doing is you're helping a need. You're not helping me get drugs or get, you know, stupid stuff. It's just for need-based stuff. That's all. Because that's all I'm about, is need-based stuff anymore, really. And then the arts and stuff that I have, that's all that I care about anymore. So with that, you know, I don't even know how to do an outro to a video. It's just, I say what I say because that's what I gotta say, and to each their own. Take care of yourselves. You know, it's just like I said, I think it has to be an individual thing for each one of us. You know, I'll go as far to even say, I think even though we might listen to one another, how can I say this? Yeah, we listen to one another on, you know, maybe online, on television, on YouTube videos, wherever we go, but I would not put expectations onto other people to do something for you, for yourself. You know, like waiting for someone to come and do something. It's not gonna happen like that. And it's just, that is, you know, that's just reality. And I had to wake up to that. I thought like this when I was even younger about like the music and stuff, and when I was making like beats and instrumentals and things like that. I said, oh, somebody's just gonna come to me and put me on, and they're gonna go, oh my goodness, you're great, and I wanna do this for you. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. And like I said, I'm not even into that world anymore. I don't want to. This whole thing to me is ass backwards. You know, that's how I see it for myself. And I know I had to do a lot of deconditioning my mind too, you see, to get to this point. This was not easy. This was not an easy thing. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep going here. I'm out of things to say, but I'll let y'all go with that. Take care, take it easy. Tough love to everybody. Yeah, just do what you have to do, and all that I can say is let's start researching for ourselves and looking into things for ourselves, and, you know, start our own homesteads, start our own refuge. Why keep going to a job that we hate? You know, why keep doing all those kinds of things? You know, I don't know, but those of you who do go to places like that and you provide a need, thank you. Thank you very much, because you help people like me every day. So realize that. Any of you that work and you go to a job stocking shelves, or I don't know, whatever you do, if you drive a truck, if you plant food, whatever you do, I don't care what it is, I'm very thankful, because, you know, I need that for myself right now. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm very appreciative for that. And I just want to say thanks to all the workers out there. But I know for me, there's another way. There's another way than that for myself. And I just hope that more men see this in the future, so that we don't have to keep living the way that we're living, because I can't stand to see it anymore. I really can't. It does. It bothers me, but I can't. I have to go and prepare a place of my own, you see. I can't do it for any other man. But I hope every man does it for himself, and I hope every woman does it for herself. And I do. I really do. I hope everybody, you know, I don't want to really say this, like I don't want to use the word hope here, but I do wish that each one of you would find a mate for yourself, if that's what you're looking for, and you would find your abode. You would find your homestead. That is my last, if I had any last words, I would say to every man and woman, their own homestead, and to create a harvest for themselves. Later. Look at that moon. I love the moon.